It's Monday, December 30th, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. Small Business and Entrepreneurship Minister Dwight Sutherland is challenging the credit union movement to consider creating a locally issued prepaid debit card to replace the CARIS network, scheduled to end in September 2020 when the island's banks leave the financial platform. CARIS links all ATMs in Barbados and allows its members to dispense cash on a 24-hour basis to customers. Sutherland was speaking at the anniversary and award ceremony of the Lifetime Credit Union at the weekend.
It means, therefore, that local transactions will be settled in Barbados currency and reduce the flight of foreign exchange that will occur with the usage of the International Visa or MasterCard debit card. We need to find the local one. I implore the credit union movement to see these developments as opportunities and just not as challenges, to consolidate the tremendous gains of the movement and work collaboratively in the world of financial services to its members, but more importantly, to play a greater role in providing wealth-creative opportunities for ordinary Barbadians in the energy sector, the transport sector, the housing, and in the retail sector.
Noting that the end of the CARIS network will have a severe impact on credit unions, which have a base of over 200,000, Sutherland says government is continuing discussions with credit unions to find the best alternative platform.
The Barbados government, the government of Barbados, led by the Honorable Mayor Amor Motley, will work with the credit unions to find an alternative platform to CARIS. I will focus on how the credit unions can find an information, communication, and technological solution for customer payments in light of the decision made by the Barbados Bankers Association. I have already initiated discussions with members of the credit union movement to decide on the way forward. I have an interest in this. Your 210,000 membership of a population of close to 300,000 is buried within the working class and the bowels of the micro, small, and medium enterprise sector. I have the responsibility entrusted upon me by the Honorable Prime Minister to lead the charge thus far, and I have an interest in this as it relates to protecting that sector.
In other news this Monday, police are continuing investigations into a shooting incident at Redmond's Village, St. Thomas last night. A man was injured during the incident, which occurred just after 7:30 p.m. Meanwhile, Attorney General Dale Marshall wants Barbadians to speak up against crime. He says as the country moves into 2020 after a record murder rate, communities must take a stand against the scourge to ensure Barbados remains safe.
They have a vested interest in protecting our social fabric and our social environment, and they need to support us in every way. And some of that support might be in becoming involved in interventions like this with their youngsters, becoming more aware of what's happening, and also taking steps to secure themselves and their homes.
He again stressed that government would not be letting up on its efforts to tackle the problem in the new year.
We've had a challenging year, 48, 49 murders. In the last few days alone, we've had a number of shootings. And these things change our society. People who normally feel comfortable going out with Barbados can easily move from a relaxed mode into feeling that they're under siege. And we have to determine as a society if we're prepared to accept that. As Attorney General, I'm not. I don't think my constituents in St. Joseph are. I don't think any Barbadian is prepared to accept that. And therefore, my responsibility as Attorney General and the government's responsibility will be to do all that is humanly possible to ensure that those things don't happen.
The AG was speaking to reporters after he joined members of the Berea Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Joseph, who presented Acting High Court Judge Lorianne Smith-Bavell with an award of appreciation for empowering deviant youth in the community. Through her Court Positive Youth Intervention Program at the District F Magistrates Court, Smith-Bavell has been keeping young people on the right track. One aspect of the program involves setting bail conditions to compel deviant young people to engage in productive activities.
So rather than have them be on bail and go back and lay on the block and get themselves involved in crime again, you're on bail, go to community center and learn a skill. The same people who volunteer into the community can volunteer for you. So if you want to learn tiling, you go as part of your bail condition and learn tiling. You go as part of your bail condition and learn carpentry. And all of that, by the time you get to the end of your court problems, so let's say you were charged with theft, so your bail conditions has you doing something positive. Let's say at the end of your case you are found guilty. Obviously, having just invested the last 6 months in getting you to do something productive, you're not going to prison. You're going to use that skill to go and find a job. So you're put on probation with certain conditions, and hopefully you stop the recidivism that happens among young people. So the program has the core aspect and the community aspect.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Root Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, a top Labour executive in the Bahamas estimates that recovery in the economies of Grand Bahama and Abaco will take some time. More in this report from Eyewitness News in the Bahamas.
I believe by April of next year, Freeport economy will be up and running again. At least it'll be started. I'm not saying it'll be back to normalcy, but it certainly will be started.
While estimating a short recovery time for the revitalization of Grand Bahama and its ailing economy following the passage of Hurricane Dorian, Director of Labor John Pinder expressing to Eyewitness News that Abaco's economy will not be as fortunate.
Anywhere between 18 months to 2 years before you see Abaco start to, look like Abaco again.
It's been a little over 3 months since the Category 5 storm ravaged through both islands, leaving many in Grand Bahama with severe home damages and flooding in businesses, and basically flattening the island of Abaco, deeming it unlivable. Now, while Pinder estimates this lengthy recovery period for Abaco, he suggests that if the same regime and tools used to clean up Grand Bahama were adopted, we could see a much shorter timeline.
Further afield, in New York, police are continuing investigations into an assailant who stabbed 5 people attending a party at a rabbi's home in New York. We get the details from Reuters Television.
37-year-old Grafton Thomas was arraigned in New York Sunday on 5 counts of attempted murder, one day after he allegedly burst into a party at a Hasidic rabbi's home and stabbed 5 people. It was the 13th incident of anti-Semitism in New York State alone in the past few weeks, according to Governor Andrew Cuomo, who called the attack a cancer and an act of domestic terrorism.
Let's call it what it is. These people are domestic terrorists, and the law should reflect that, and they should be punished as if it was an act of terrorism.
Cuomo met on Sunday with those who had been attending the Hanukkah celebration at the home of Rabbi Chaim Rottenberg in Monsey, New York, about 30 miles north of Manhattan. One witness said over 100 people were in attendance, lighting the menorah, singing and chanting before the assailant burst in.
And as it was over and the crowd was starting to dwindle and leave the residence, this person, as a bystander was leaving, he pushed his way in, slammed the door shut, and said, "None of you are getting out of here," something to that effect. Nobody's leaving. And pulls out a sheathed machete and unsheaths it and starts doing the unthinkable.
2 of the 5 stabbed are in critical condition. The suspect was arrested in Manhattan after fleeing the site of the attack.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mixed 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.